Although Photoshop only officially supports one stroke, we can fool it into adding many more strokes using the Layer Style dialog. So let's begin by clicking on the stroke button and going to that area. Photoshop CS4 defaults to having the stroke in black rather than red as was the case before, so let's change this colour by clicking on it, and we can choose, say, a mid-yellow for our first stroke. And there it is in place. To make it larger and smaller, we can drag the size slider, or a quicker and rather more accurate way is to use the up and down arrow keys on your keyboard, and these will raise and lower your stroke by 1 pixel for each click. For our second stroke, let's have a look at outer glow. So we can go to this section. We can't see anything at the moment, and that's because we're using screen mode and a very light colour. We'll change the colour to a strong red and change the blend mode to normal, and that way we should be able to see it when we make it large enough. Now if we simply increase the size, we can see we get the standard fuzzy edged outer glow that we'd expect. If we set the spread value to 100%, that tightens this up, and we can now use the size to get the size of stroke that we want. And we can set the opacity to 100% to get a solid stroke. Once again, we can use the cursor keys to make this larger and smaller. So there's our second stroke. Let's add a third. We can go to the drop shadow section of this dialog. Same again, increase the spread to 100%, the opacity to 100%, and now we can increase the size until we can see it. And there it is. Drop shadows come with an automatic offset, and we can set this distance to 0 if we want a regular stroke all around our lettering. Let's make this slightly larger. So now we have the original lettering, our first yellow stroke, a second red stroke, and then a third black stroke outside that. And because this is live text, we can change it at any time to the lettering of our choice.